Welcome to Gem Collectors with Shawn. I am that Shawn, and happy Easter. Of course, you're checking out this show a day afterwards, but I am sure you still have Easter eggs, and who knows what kind of activities you had with the kids, but maybe you have some colored Easter eggs to eat as well. I always enjoyed it, of course, being one of 6 kids. We would actually, bless my mom's heart, she would boil the eggs, and she would get us all out with all the different coloring agents and the dipping in the egg and drawing on them. And we always had to make one egg for one of the other children. And so pretty much it was supposed to be a nice egg. Well, you think that was going to turn out always that way with 4 boys and 2 girls? Oh, no. We had, some great horror images on some of those eggs that you gave to mostly the little sister. Yeah, bless her little heart. And of course, she's the first one to have left the family, unfortunately. But the memories are still there, and that's comes to mind for Easter. So, also what came to mind is the amount of egg salad my mom would make with those eggs. Oh yeah, nothing went to waste. It wasn't like they were just for dipping. They were for eating afterwards. Here's the thing. She would hide them in the house, but she always counted the number of them because she didn't want 6 weeks later some kind of rotten smelling smell in the house and from an unfound Easter egg. So she would make some easy because remember you had a whole range of ages of different children, so there had to be some hidden that were harder also for the older children to find. And there were some times when the numbers didn't add up. There were some missing eggs that it would then be a real egg hunt. All right, so hopefully you have some family, enjoying some family around, everybody around, and you are checking out this show again. And so let's see. All right, just to let you know, you watched the show on Tuesday, right? Yeah. So I am recording this show only 2 days after that, on Thursday. So if some of you didn't have time to answer the questions, that's why, is because I am recording the show right afterwards. But a good number of you, that's the smart thing to do. Get those answers in just as quick as you can. And then you'll make sure that you get in on the trivia. All right, so many of you did. Now, let's get to it. Okay, so just to let you know, also as part of this show, we are doing a kind of a mega sale. If I can get to as much time as possible. It's not going to be one of our show and goes, which if you haven't experienced that, you want to. It's a lot of fun. It's where we don't put up the graphics. We just show the item and go. Well, we're going to put up the graphics, but the graphics are going to be minimal. We're going to go quick, and we're going to show as many items as we can, and they're going to be discounted and on sale. Also, though, there's some items you haven't seen that we're going to be sliding in as well. All right, so let's get to the answers to the trivia and the comments. Always, you can find me, Shawn, at gemshopping.com. Also, to access not only this show, but the incredible 30 episodes, which is a really should be put into a form that could be bought, because the production and the editing and the directing by Asif does such a great job. 30 episodes of every imaginable goldsmithing project you would work with. We have filmed it. We have shown you exactly what it takes to create a ring, a pendant, sizing a ring, so much information there. Make sure you check it out under the Learning Center on the homepage of gemshopping.com. Okay, remember also 24/7, anything you see, you can order if it's not already been sold, and also going back any number of shows, we can be able to find the item if it hasn't been sold for you. That item being very important. Okay, let's go. So we have, here we go, the questions to the trivia. Let's read those first. All right, what 3 elements are necessary and have to be present to be a zeolite? So what 3 elements are necessary and present in a mineral that is referred to as a zeolite? Now, in the proper nomenclature, you would call it a hydrous aluminosilicate. But in general, what we were looking for is aluminosilicate. And remember, we covered that part. I said it's not alumina silicate, it's alumino. And that's where you get the O for oxygen, aluminosilicate. So it tells you right there, you have aluminum, you have oxygen, and you have silicon. Those three elements have to be present as part of a zeolite. Now, the hydrous part, that is correct, because associated with any zeolite mineral is any number of water molecules. And so, but do you remember me being very specific? I even said, as part of the answer, the elements I was looking for was not going to be the water element. I said, don't say H2O, because it's not that molecule that I was looking for. I was looking for the other three elements that had to be present outside of water molecules. And so the answer, of course, is aluminosilicate, which I just abbreviated because I was looking for aluminum, oxygen, and silicon. All right, question number 2. What three main minerals, excluding Lazarite, are present in Lapis that make it a rock? So a lot of information there. I'm actually telling you that Lapis is considered not a mineral. People, of course, call it a semi-precious gem, or however way you want to look at that part of it. But in general, it is considered a rock because it is made up of 3 or more mineral specimens. So we talked about it, and I said that across all the world's lapis, there has never been officially and scientifically any Lazarite, which it was supposed to be the third element in lapis. No true Lazarite has ever been found to be in lapis lazuli. What is present is a sulfur dominant alwine. And of course, they said eventually people will kind of catch on to that and realize that, but it's going to take time because they've been ingrained to think that it is Lazarite when it truly is not. And that's the neat thing with some of this fancy equipment that I would love to have, is that you can, down to the micro percentage, test for exactly what different elements and are present in rocks and minerals. And wow, would I love to have one of those, I'd do some serious assaying. But if I wanted to get down to just a neat little assay machine to be able to like melt something together and do an assay on it, it's in a $12,000 to $15,000 range. The spectroscopy machine that I would really want is $250,000. So we'll have to wait on those a little bit. Okay, so what three main minerals? And all of you did so well. Not a single one of you said, I don't think, Lazarite. All of you said alwine or sulfur-dominant alwine, along with the answers of calcite and pyrite. Great job. All right, let's get to those comments and answers. Miss Ursula, send back that mineral specimen. And also, I already had Kevin check. Kevin checked with the director, the head of shipping, Andy, and that little bag that I had hoped by me saying with the bag that it would be able to be kept along with your chain, I don't think they have found it. If I see if I can find an extra one at home for any reason, I will send it on to you, but I apologize for you not getting that chain that went with it, and just return the other specimen that had some issues with staying intact. Sometimes that happens. Then Miss Ursula also says, Shawn, hello and good evening to you, Miss Raven, and the supporting GSN staff for making this show possible each time. You might not have the formal credentials behind your title, but Herr Professor certainly sounds right to many of us. Now remember, Miss Ursula is very German and has her original family roots in Germany. So Herr Professor sounds, I can take that. And also I'm a fourth German. So if it works for me. You've taught us to pay attention right out of the gate, and your students had to be glossing over the program if they missed the key to the first question while you talked about zeolites being nature's gift to our planet. And it truly is. It's nature's gift to us cleaning up our planet. Aluminum, silicate, and oxygen are the three elements that are necessary to be present in order to be called a zeolite. Miss Barber will not have to go far to find her answer to which three minerals are present in lapis lazuli, since she possesses a terrific slice off your world-class specimen. Huh. She is remembering, I believe, the tree. The tree that was fluorescent, that had the calcite. And she may very well be right. That one specimen may be the one that I took that slice off of. That'll be a really great memory, Ms. Ursula. It's the sulfur being in awenite, calcite, and pyrite, which give the stone its fabulous appearance. In all honesty, I had to check the label underneath my awenite to get the correct spelling. LOL, we don't discount for spelling, so as long as it reads close enough to what it sounds like, we're good to go. Shawn, prayers are with you and your family while wishing your dad a speedy recovery. We can only hope that the conflicts we are facing these days find positive resolutions. Sincerely, Miss Ursula. And yeah, my dad finally got to go home from the hospital on Saturday, and working with a speech therapist to be able to swallow down the right pathway. And yeah, I just hate to see him struggle at all. He's such a strong man. So thank you for those wishes. I will certainly pass those on. Miss Cindy says, hello, Rock Family. Shawn, I'm sending healing thoughts to your father for whatever required his hospitalization. And it was water underneath the lung due to him not being able to swallow correctly and it going in the wrong pathway. And that's where it was coming from. So yeah, I'm glad that they caught that. And they, so feel better, Raven. So Raven getting a well wishes there, since everyone knows I had to do the show by myself last month. Iron deficiency. When was your last colonoscopy, young man? You know, I knew it was only a matter of time before somebody brought that up. Yes, well, there's not a date that I can put to that. And pretty much my back doctor was concerned in that respect as well. So I'm hoping that with continuing to take iron, I'm going to take an iron test and that things will be improved and I can duck any other serious complications. I am thrilled to be the trivia contest recipient. I adore mixed parcels. See the magic to this show. Those who wish for and what they like the most seem to often receive those items. I cannot wait to see the treasures in person. Thank you. Lapis lazuli countertops. Yes, please. Yeah, absolutely. That would be amazing. Now, we actually, Raven and I, have seen labradorite countertops and big sheets of labradorite in the, I get a particular type of solution, and you can only really get it at the countertop places. And I'm talking about the real places, the one that actually will saw out your countertop to fit your particular countertop. So when you go in them, oh, the polished stone they're working with. And you get to see the huge machine they use, not only to saw the pieces up, but, you know, as a lapidary, I'm just looking at my entire craft stepped up to working not in millimeters, but in feet. And some of the slabs that they had huge garnets in it and had all these minerals. And I can promise you, the owner, the manager, the person that orders the material, whomever, has no idea of exactly what all the minerals are and what is a labradorite. They might know, okay, yeah, they call that labradorite. Okay, but what is it? You know, oh, I don't know. Could you tell me if it was a feldspar? Well, I don't know. Could you tell me what type of feldspar? Even if they knew the feldspar part. No, I don't know. Well, it's plaguey. So, and from the marbles I've seen and what they call granite, and, you know, then they have no idea what the beautiful black crystals of tourmaline in there and the garnets in the granite. So it's, for me, it's kind of like a rock hound thing to go do and look at those big pieces. And then just wish that I could afford to do something like that. We do know our jade friends with the jade mine, they actually have jade, yes. And talk about something that will dull your knife blade if you cut on the countertop, that would be jade. They have jade countertops, jade backsplashes. But if you own a jade mine and produce huge jade boulders, well, of course that's what you would have. So Miss Cindy says on trivia, aluminum, silicate, and oxygen, getting those right, calcite, pyrite, and aween. Well done there. Everyone take care and see you next week. Cindy in South Central Pennsylvania, who had her second booster vaccine today. No side effects so far. Oh yeah, I am basically quad boosted. I have boosted up and going to get another one. So, Mr. Brad, always good to hear from him. Always has cool things to say. Greetings to Raven, Shawn, Osif, and the Rock family at large. Trivia answers. Zeolites are hydrous aluminosilicates. Lapis is aween, calcite, and pyrite. Well done. Hey, Shawn, as you were showing the lapis, a thought crossed my mind. I was wondering, as you kept wetting the rock, if you were licking your finger. Oh, I'm fairly certain an old prospector like you can work up some spit from time to time if needed. But since you didn't stop talking as you went along, I was greatly relieved. I also didn't see any spit bubbles. Oh, this is great. This is great. Oh, man. Yeah. I know what everybody loves this part of the show, the comment section. I remember growing up as a little kid, if I had a dirty face being out and about with my dad, he would spit into his handkerchief and wipe off my face to be presentable in public. I hated spit baths, so he started having me spit into his handkerchief. Well, that's an improvement, right? Instead of pop spit your own, right? May the radiance of your countenance be better than a spit shine and mole free. Be well. Happy Easter, Brad. Oh, Brad, that's funny. And you know what? That brings back memories big time. Absolutely. For my mom, it was lick the finger and then to the cheek, the thumb. It was the thumb to wipe off, and it was usually before going into church. As there were 6 kids, as we filed by, and literally, my parents, one would go in the aisle and be at one end, then 6 children filing in, and then the other parent at the other end, and 6 of us in between. What was interesting, though, even though we, if one of the boys wasn't, all the 4 boys later become altar boys, and we were, really the best at doing that. But the periods of time when it was all 4 of us, boys and 2 girls, it was amazing how much tomfoolery we could get away with in church without getting busted by either parent at each end. My brother, when we were kneeling, was famous, and you'd have your arms up on the back of the pew in front of you. And he was famous for taking his elbow and mashing it down onto mine. Of course, you can't scream out or cause a big ruckus in church. Yeah, it was to see how much, you could almost get away with. But the neat thing was after Mass, so many times, I remember the compliments my parents would get was, oh, your children are so well behaved. And compliment after compliment, even when we went out to dinner. There was only a certain level we could get away with that without drawing the ire, and that's what kept us in check. But also, we did get away with a little bit. So, in regarding to your dad and a handkerchief, my dad always had a handkerchief, and I think some of those days are just gone by. I don't see that done anymore. But he always had a handkerchief. But it was mom. This now here back to using spit and rocks. Now, I'm just going to show you to prove it that truly I actually keep water right there for the opals and other things that I need to make wet. But in the rock shop, growing up when I was working in the rock shop at 13 years old, oh my, I can't tell you the number of times rock hounds, they wouldn't spit on it. They would literally just lick the slab, that would be it. We'd even have spray bottles around for the slabs, but some of the old timers, yeah, that's how they did it. Now, some rocks are really porous, and it's almost like putting your tongue to a frozen pole in the wintertime because some are really will draw out spit, and your tongue will just, well, I shouldn't really be saying it because it must give away the fact that, yeah, I'm guilty myself. I have done that. Just lick the slap. Mostly with opals, but okay, I grew out of it. Here's the thing though. When I really noticed just exactly what that was all about by way of, I guess, germs, was when I had my jewelry stores, okay? And I would ask a lady to remove her ring so I could, clean it, look at it, whatever. And when they would take their hand and literally lick their knuckle, how many of you ladies, come on, fess up. How many of you have done that throughout your lifetime? Lick your finger and then take your ring off, and then they would hand the ring to me. That's the part. Later I realized to make sure I had a tray available where I could have, put the tray out, and then they could set it and kind of get the idea, to put the ring on the tray, and then I could take my tongs, take it over to the steamer or whatever, and clean it from there without having to touch it. But if I wasn't prepared for that, what else was I, when they're handing it to me, what else was I supposed to do? So I would have to many times take the ring with the spit back. But I just think it's such a funny thing because it happens so often. It just really did. And people didn't think about it. Nowadays, I think you think about it so much more because of COVID. So there's not going to be any conspiracy. I'm not going to get everybody all COVID-y by spitting on your rocks before I send them with home with you. Yeah, nope, not around here. Everything is quality control and truly pretty much almost sterilized and clean. So I know all the rings are steamed and everything else. So, oh yeah, no spit. But that's what a great memory there, Mr. Brad. Thank you for that. And you got the answers right. Okay, here we go. We have Mr. Sir Harry. Well, now, good morning, Professor and the Raven and all those great, well-learned professionals at GSN. I am very happy to have watched the latest episode and see you actually happy. I think you might be feeling a bit better today. Well, that's what I perceived. Well, you know what, Harry, you're right, because all of you, so many of you can tell when I'm not feeling well. And, Raven told me long ago that I wear my health, pretty much, I guess, on my sleeve. And things have been going better. So I don't want to jinx myself. I'm just going to say that the long haul COVID has been such a battle for me that when I have no doubt that when I feel better, that it doesn't easily show on me after all those months that I did not. So I'm on a roll. Let's stay that way. Great perception there. Not really a lot to say this morning before scurrying off for my morning drive. Really like the red spinel and the rainbow androdite garnets. Oh, thanks for the response about cutting azurite. Well, I think I'm just going to cut right to the trivia. First guess. Or he actually spelled quest. It's probably more like quest. First quest on the Lapis Lazuli rock, makeup, calcite, pyrite, and a sulfur-bearing ween. He spells it right, but he's not too sure. He puts SP question mark, but you got the spelling right. Second guess, elemental makeup of a zeolite, silicon, aluminum, and the stuff we all consume mass quantities of every second of our lives, oxygen. Here's what a lot of people actually don't know, that if it was usable in our system, we are actually nitrogen breathers. We are nitrogen breathers, but we are not nitrogen users. Only 28%, roughly, of the air that we breathe in is oxygen. That's why when you have any kind of health issue or whatever, the first thing they do is they put a mask on you of pure oxygen. And guess what? Having pure oxygen myself, no, it's not medical oxygen, but it doesn't matter. It's pure oxygen still. I've had to give myself basically an oxygen bath from time to time, which works really quite well. When you go from breathing 28% oxygen to 100% oxygen, yeah, it's going to make a difference. All that other, that mostly what we breathe is nitrogen, which of course, if you're a plant, is great. As a human, it's just expelled. We can't use it. Isn't that funny? So if alien race comes to Earth and they happen to be nitrogen breathers, we're done for. We're done for. This is their atmosphere. They're going to take over with such a high nitrogen content. Yeah. And here's the other thing. When the Earth, this is when all the plant life existed, huge amount of plant life, which later, of course, became our oil, our fossil fuels. Well, that was during a period of time when the level of oxygen here on Earth was a lot greater. And by it being a lot higher and greater, it led to insects. The growth of insects, as of course evolution progressed through, you had 6-foot centipedes scurrying through the woods with their big pinchers, able to grab small mammals, birds, all kinds of 6 feet long. And it's because of the amount of oxygen. Insects still have a very difficult time being able to get oxygen into their bodies. You know, you hear different ones absorb it through the feet and all kinds of different areas. And with our lower oxygen content is the reason our insects got smaller too. All right, just a little bit of information. Okay, so well, there you go. And have you hugged your rocks today? Oh yeah, hug my rocks and spat on them too. Okay, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm really bumming out, maybe because it's the first sales event outdoor in New England area of the year, and it's pretty much was a bust. Okay, I'm out. Harry. Yeah, I know. You go to some of those little events and you think they're going to be a big deal, and then, you know, you got 10 dealers that show up. I've been there. Mr. Harry goes on to say, man, you are so lucky to have the powers to give the avid explorer along these places you described permission to go and have a good time learning about the rocks and minerals to be discovered. Well, not in crummy Massachusetts. They say, no, stay out, because you just might really enjoy yourself and get educated on the geology of our great state. Ugh. I snuck in anyway with my Jeep and went on a short drive out there in my town of Chelmsford. Ta-ta, Harry. Well, you know, yes, it is nice. Get permission, go out to places. You should always have permission. You should always honor the no trespassing signs as well. But let me tell you one quick story. Me and an old partner of mine with my first jewelry store, we had metal detectors. We were going to go metal detecting, and we started along the Etowah River, and we were working along the river. Next thing we both hear, and I cannot say the words as they were spoken to me, from behind us, I hear, what the MF are you two SOB doing on my property? We turn around and he has a double-barreled shotgun literally leveled at us. And as much as we try to say we'd give him, you know, whatever we found in gold, we just, you know, if we could have permission to prospect, and I wouldn't give you permission to prospect, you blah, blah. Oh, it was not pretty. And you can just imagine, we were backing up and getting off there. We just said, what's the quickest way we can get off your property, sir? And that's all you can do with that. And we told him it was in error, which it truly was. There wasn't any signs up. We were just crossing through the woods. That's what you can find in North Georgia, or sometimes many other places as well. But remember, this is deliverance country, and there's some backwoods in Georgia that just as well you stay out of. You know why? We looked like and were city folk at the time, but since then I actually am in the county that happened to have happened in, and have lived here decades later. But at the time, I lived in a county that was considered an Atlanta metro city county. And city folk just, yeah. I always say, you know, don't go and have your county that you live in on your license plate in some of the places that you venture. And there's other things to do, but we won't go into that right now. All right, then Harry also sent a beautiful picture of an aquamarine he cut, and he said, though, that Raven probably has nothing but Santa Maria aquas. Well, Raven loves aquamarine. It's her birthstone, but what she loves are the crystals, The fastest stones, not so much at all. But she does have aqua, and it is cat's eyes. They're cat's eye cabochon aquas, of course. Of course, that's what she would have. So she loves that version, and she loves crystals just the raw crystals or crystals in matrix of aquamarine. That's her favorite. But in general, as far as her birthstone goes, and in aqua, not her favorite out of many others. But again, in the crystal version of it, yep, she does love them. She does have some that would be into the Santa Maria color, but they're in the crystal form, natural color. Miss Elisa in Florida says, hello, Rock Family GSN crew, Professor Shawn and the lovely Raven. I hope the Raven is feeling better, and whatever bug she got didn't stick around very long. Shawn, I hope your dad is doing better and out of the hospital, but I also am glad to hear that you are sticking to your doctor's orders, and I hope you to continue to improve as well. Congratulations to Miss Cindy on winning last week and on her retirement. All those in the medical field are for sure heroes. Thank you, Miss Cindy. Indeed. Professor, thank you for a great show. I took over 3 pages of notes this week. Great job there, Miss Elisa. I normally take about 2 pages per show. Love the information about the moldavite, and the information just so happened to be this week's trivia answers too. My answers are aluminosilicate, aluminooxygen silicate, and calcite, pyrite, and aween. Great job. Stay safe, everyone, and have a great week. Mr. Anthony says, hello, all. Great show. Yeah, when the show got cut short a couple of weeks ago, I noticed the time that appears at the bottom of the screen said time elapsed. So I, just being a goofball, included the complete elapsed time. Anyway, I'm liking all the attention that you are giving to zeolites. Quite a lot of info to sink into the thick skull. I think the word used, forgive spelling, is hydroaluminosilica. Well, that is close enough. That is the complete word with the water, yep. Or water, aluminum, and silica. No water. Can't use water. So that's kind of where you're bummed, because you missed the aluminum part as we were, you say, or water, aluminum, and silica. But then you missed the oxygen part. You didn't write the oxygen part. Lapis lazuli is a rock made up of calcium, pyrite, and aween. I scored some lapis and andradite as well as the moldavite crystal. Well done. That moldavite crystal was a treat. Correction in spelling. Calcium should be calcite. I got that for you. Yep. Miss Peggy says, hello, everybody. Professor Shawn, Raven, the great crew at Gem Shopping, and my rock people. Goodness, I was so happy to be back with you. So sorry I missed sending you emails for the last couple of weeks. I was watching, however. I wondered about that. I wondered what happened to you, Miss Peggy. I am writing this week, so I hope to get in. Alumino, elements required, aluminum, oxygen, and silicate. Lapis, calcium, pyrite, and aween. I like the way you spelled it. Such a great show this week. Please take care of yourself and do what the doctor tells you. Believe me, I know. I just spent last week in the hospital. Oh, so sorry. Due to the fact that I didn't listen and take care of myself. But I got out just in time for my birthday, and I'm happy to say I made it to another year. Happy birthday to you, Miss Peggy. And I know all about kind of not listening to my caretakers. I'm trying to do better about that. So, well done, everybody, on that. Okay, I want to get to showing all kinds of items. The winner this week. So I put in all those right names. It was tough, and out drew quite a surprise. Mr. Harry. Harry in Massachusetts is the winner. Congratulations. Let's show him what he has won. And this is, I just had spoken about this in my last show, where I got my very first start, the Cowie Valley, North Carolina rubies and sapphire. So look at this. Look at this parcel. And we'll take the number down. This is an incredible parcel of rubies, and you can see the difference in the color when you see enough rubies, and also the outside of them. When you see enough from enough places, you can tell that they have just look different, form different. You can see the 6 sides to that crystal, though, and they're a different color. These are Mason Mountain. Mason Mountain is a sapphire deposit out past the airport in Macon County, and they also have kind of a mica schist on the outside of them. You can see that beautiful pinkish purple color tone to the crystals. And so both of these from Macon County, North Carolina, one from the Cowie Valley, the other 2, the sapphires, out from a great mine, which I've been to as well. I've mined here, and I love the mining at the Mason Mountain Mine. you can go right out in the field and dig your own bucket, so you know that you're not getting salted material. Or you can already, have some buckets if you don't want to get all muddy and go out in the field and dig them. But to assure that I got really, truly the items from the deposit, I dug from this big, massive mud pit. Make sure you have your mud clothes on. But I knew I was getting the real deal. And those are from my mining, both of them. And the rubies go back to I think it's in the 70s when I mined those. Both of them. So congratulations, and being a cutter, I'm sure you can cut them if you want. If you do, I want to see a picture of them, because I know that especially this one right there would cut a really nice cabochon. And of course, they facet opaque rubies anyway as well if you want to do that. All right, let me put those away and then we'll start the show. Delphi, India. Boy, Delphi, that sounds an ancient sounding word. I believe it actually is. But make sure you always keep old labels. They are special. You can see how old this one is, even typed. When's the last time anybody typed anything? So this comes with this specimen, and this is, look at this, from Delphi Quarry, incredible sphalerite. And this threw me off as well. So I say India, I meant to say Indiana. And this is, again, if we can add an A to that Indian, Delphi, Indiana. I actually looked it up to make sure that it wasn't Indian, and it's not. But look at the abbreviation for Indiana. Still, the old 3-letter abbreviations. It's things like this that give you an idea and can help you put a time frame to an item when it was mined, or at least some kind of range. And I don't know when they did away with the 3 letters.
What, Delhi, India?
No, it's not. I actually looked it up. Yeah, it could be Delhi, India. That's true. Because you know what? Around Delhi, India, there's all kinds of treasures to be found. Now, sphalerite, Delphi is a quarry in Indiana. And this is sphalerite, and it's really heavy. We know sphalerite. It's a zinc sulfide and classic crystals. And one of the things you look for is the way, see these crystals, how they have this little fan formation, this little growth like that. It seems to be, here we go, you can see that too. Kind of something that relates to the quarry there versus other deposits of sphalerite. I don't find that too often. So the ones I saw associated with this particular quarry had that same formation as well. And if you put a bright light at the edge of the sphalerite, you can see the reddish brown color that sphalerite so often exhibits. But it's usually so saturated that you can usually only see the color at the edges. This is a really rare collector specimen, being the fact that it comes from Indiana, made in the USA. And I am going to put that guy on a big opportunity sale price and make it only $58. $58. We are moving along. Item number 1026021. 1026021. This is one of those specimens that I said everybody needs to have one of. Remember those 4 different groups of them, being, triplite, the zircon, the pink apatites, these sphenes, and this is the other one, the beautiful red zircons. Look at this one. This has a number of red zircons in it. Biotite mica, which is the mica that's a very dark mica that you see. And then look at the clarity. Look at the clarity to some of those crystals right there. That is gorgeous. And then look at that color for this size piece to have this many different zircons in it. Wow. I often wonder, again, look at the richness to that. I mean, it could be inside there an incredible stone that could be faceted. But to tear up the specimen, that's always in question. But I don't know. I don't know. That one right in there. Boy, oh boy. You can see another crystal, large one laid right there. I have a fantastic price on this. I am putting it on sale, this item, and that means that you're going to have the opportunity to get it at, how about that? $48. $48. But that doesn't mean it's always going to be $48. That means your opportunity right now is only $48. Oh, also, by the way, if you ever wanted one for a fluorescent collection, this would be a great one because it has really strong yellow fluorescence, and it's a great way to find any of the other zircons in the piece, is because the fluorescence will make them glow, even stand out. Even if it's a little crystal somewhere you didn't expect, you can certainly find them that way. $48 on that. A lot of zircon in that guy. Now, let me show you another one of my faves. Item number 1038821. 1038821. Check this out. Another incredible Mother Nature made piece. This also has some, let's see. Let me make sure I get that. 103. Oh, it's probably me. 86. I'm sorry. I could not see that. 8621. All right. One of the other stops I need to make in my rounds the doctor is the eye doctor. All right. Now, this is a really beautiful piece. That's exactly right. Manganese and calcite. You know that when you start seeing a little bit of pink to the calcite there, then you know there's manganese in that calcite. This piece also has some beautiful fluorescence. There's green fluorite that will fluoresce purple, and the calcite is fluorescent as well. Pyrite and quartz on this as well. Look at this. Okay, so here's the fluorite. Can you see the greenish color? And look at the pink. Beautiful pastel colors, and both will fluoresce. What a neat item. And then look at the always extra bonus when you have pyrite. And to tell the difference between pyrite or chalcopyrite is if you see any little square crystals, then you know, like any cubic shaped crystals, that it's going to be a pyrite. So you have these pyrites that are also sitting, look at this, see these clear calcite crystals. So you have not only this other pink calcite, but then you have, let me get a pair of tweezers here for a pointer. Then you have these clearer crystals. Look at that, right there. See, you didn't see those that are amongst and around the pyrite, and really add a nice selection. Look at that pink, wow. Okay, price on this, big discount again. Let's go ahead. How about $18? This is a huge sale. We are doing a sale on a whole lot of items, including oddities and rarities, which means this next one also. This is item 1034821. 1034821. And this, yeah, for this one to be on sale, look at this guy. This would be one it would have been worth waiting for to get at a sale opportunity. Look, oh yeah. Oh, I wish it was Sweet Home. Now everyone's going to think it's Sweet Home. 103. See, the 6 and the 8s, I am sorry, awesome. I am having trouble with. 10346. Boy, I got everybody all excited. 21. I have to look a little closer. Or just, sorry about that. Okay. I feel so bad because I know you're thinking, Sweet Home, I'd love some of that. I may show up with a Sweet Home crystal every now and again. Just wait. Since I did that now, maybe I'll have to go home and see what I have. All right. This is the very rare demantoid garnet, which is a type of andradite garnet. And in this piece, you'll be able to see there's actually the more green variety. This is from the Tobuscus Farm location, which is the Green Dragon mine as well. And it has what they call a calc silica. In other words, the calcium silica kind of mix as well. And let's look at this with some little bit of external light, and you'll be able to see the two different colors where you can see, there we go, you can see the two different greens, and there you have it right there. So the two different greens, one being more the topazolite versus the more green of a demantoid. Oh boy, you can really see that right there. The green crystal on the left and the more yellowish color below, having a little bit higher iron content. And look at those green crystals right there. Wow, really neat piece, especially when I put it on sale here in a moment. Look at that. I love it. Oh, look at those two colors right there. Right side by side. You can see that. Thank you, sir. Diopside can be found as well with these specimens, so you may want to check it out a little bit closer for that also. How about this? Here is pretty much since it is my birthstone garnet, and it's one of the other items I've collected, I am going to make a birthday present back to somebody on this to celebrate January's birthstone of being garnet. Discount this to only, you're going to love it, putting something in everybody's pocket, $38. $38, and that is a lot of look, and you have multiple crystals there, and a lot to look at, a lot of value. And if you find something like that again at a show, wow, or not even at a show, on the internet, I think you'll be amazed at how much they want for them. Yeah, kind of shocked at how much they want for those type of items. Now, this next item we talked about in the last show. It's item 998221. 998221. Look at this. The blue barite. The blue barites. From, when they first came out, it was confused from the Sid Lawson mine, they said. So if you have one that says Sid Lawson mine, that would be incorrect now. They have later determined all those that came out of there, which was during the period that I got them. I got in on the blue barites right after they were discovered a number of years ago, and that's where they were saying they were from. That's where everybody was. A lot of these things are difficult. A lot of different reasons are started for where something's from. Maybe someone mined something illegally and didn't have a right to mine there, and so they make up another location that the material's from, and next thing you know, the whole market is thinking it's from somewhere else. So this is an old one with a old label on it, but it is from the newer location, which, if you watch the last show, I have it listed in the last show. I was trying to think, it's still on the tag of Sid Lawson here, but if you look at the last show, I have the correct location for where that was, and my memory is slipping right now, because even in my brain, it is still the Sid Lawson mine. That's how many years that it was incorrectly spread amongst everyone. This shows a lot of the beautiful blue crystals, always limonite found with this material. And you can see the limonite covering many of the crystals. If you can find a way to strip the limonite off without damaging the barite, it would be a marvelous discovery. I would think that they would have done that. But nevertheless, specimen showing that much of the blue from this location. I have this on sale right now, and it is only going to be $38. Only $38 on this one now. So I have made it really, really low. If you actually typed in the Sid Lawson mine, you would get the information where it would pull up and the correction. And go under MINDAT, MINDAT.org for information like that. And it'll give you the correct information. Plus, you'll love me for telling you about that site. There's no sales or anything on that site. It is nothing but an informational site that I find as a great reference tool, and don't mind recommending it to all of you to use as well, because that way, that's how you do some of your research on discovering what is what and learning from looking at the other specimens, how to determine where something is as if you're in the field. Now, this next item, if I can read the tag, 886419. Now, this is one that the Raven says she does not like to show because it gets her fingers dirty. Well, I like to show it because it's actually quite beautiful, and it needs to be shown, it needs to be sold, you need to buy it because I'm going to make it very inexpensive. Look at the size of this, cabinet quality size. This is the real deal. This is Girthite. This is the Girthite, the iron oxide that we talk about, and that this is in the form that it's often found, and it is chemically Fe3+. So it's a certain type of iron atom with a +3 for ions, and then oxygen, and then OH in parentheses. So, yeah, this is found in so many other different forms. It was named in 1806 for a geoscientist, a poet, a politician, Johann von Goethe. And this actually shows, as we come in close to the botryoidal formations, it shows it really well when you can see the areas in the cross sections. You can actually see the rings, so to speak. It is actually quite beautiful when you consider that these are crystalline formations. I mean, this is just the way you see many different other minerals will form in a botryoidal, like malachite and whatnot. And then look at these crystals here. That would take for you a little bit of investigation. It looks like, you remember, there's a lot of polymorphs of iron oxide. So that could be marcasite, it could be a pyrite, another type of iron oxide. So this is quite large, limonite on the back. It would make a beautiful display specimen like that. And when you have so many other specimens with Girthite in them in different forms other than this, it's nice to be able to see and have a big mineral specimen of one of the more common forms that you should have to represent the mineral, instead of these little tiny broom inclusions inside a quartz. You can't really call that Girthite, though it is. How about this? I have an opportunity, and if you want to buy this material by the flat, let me know. I am sure Raven would like to sell off some of our large collection of this material. This is one of those items I bought a number of years ago, bought many flats of them, and I can sell them now inexpensively. Take advantage of this. How about this? This big specimen, $18. I kid you not, $18. It's a very showy and very representative of Girthite that a lot of people just don't really see. So I recommend that you get in on a deal like that. And it's only because I have so much of it, and it's because Raven gets our hands dirty. She wants me to sell some of it. So there you go. That price is right to be able to sell. We'll start with one, okay? I'll start with one. If someone gets that one, then I've got another one. But that's one of the really nice ones that I have. And it's one of the ones that I'm going to sell the best first. You know what? I have this Euclase. I don't know if I should show it again, because to get it any lower than the price that I offered it from, it's crazy. You know what? If you want an amazing over 6 karat clays, look it up. I'll make you a deal. It's from Chivor, Colombia. Extremely desirable. And it's one of those stones that if I should just sit on and keep. Oh my. Do I really have this? Did no one buy this? I cannot believe it. Let's look at item number 1047622. 1047622. Okay, so this is what we were talking about in a sort of kind of way. We were talking about Lazurite. And remember, so many people get it confused with Lazulite. Lazulite. Because it's lapis lazuli, right? So you think what's in it is Lazulite. No, that's where it gets confusing. It is Lazurite. But then it's not even Lazurite anymore. It's a sulfur-bearing Aween. How confusing is that? Here is the real deal. Graves Mountain, Georgia. The most desirable location, I would say, in the world for Lazulite. And this is the classic formation that you want in a crystal. You see it as it's terminated at both ends. This is a stunning piece with and in the matrix. And look at how many other crystals are in the matrix. Let's zoom in on this particular crystal. It has, again, a natural form to it. Oh, there we go. There's the angle I was looking at. Look at that. And then look at these other guys. Pyrite. You also see pyrite sprinkled around in the matrix. Graves Mountain, Georgia. One of the most prolific locations for number of different species of minerals. Look at that. Look at down in there. So how many beautiful crystals are inside the matrix that we're not seeing now? Huh? Just like the movie The Matrix. Something inside of this, indeed. But you wouldn't want to do anything to it because with that beautiful crystal sitting atop, it is very aesthetically attractive perched like that. Like, look at that angle. Look at that. Or right there. Many different angles. That's what you want. That's the good stuff. So, yeah, the dipyramidal crystal formation. That's what you want to see. That's what is a classic. It is basically a magnesium aluminum phosphate, hardness of 5.5 to 6. Lincoln County is where Graves Mountain is. It was named in 1795 for the Arabic word meaning heaven in allusion to the color. Lazulite, yeah, we've talked about that from before, from the word that means heaven, and alluding, of course, to the color of the sky and the blue color. Lazarite, I think, is the word that it originates from. Beautiful collector's crystal here. How about this? Crazy to do it. I am going to sale price that down to only $77. $77 on that. Yep, Shawn needs more money. And you guys gotta come through for me. I need to go to a doctor again. 1039321. 1039321. I won't guilt you into buying though. But if I don't go and get more money. Oh, look at this fun jewel. Remember we talked about just in the last show how rare it was to have fluorite being clear, meaning that there is no other impurities that cause it to be another color, because in its pure form, it is clear, just like so many other minerals. Everything from aluminum oxide and corundum to, acroite for tourmaline, or beryl, goshenite, clear beryl. This Pakistani fluorite. So this would be one, because the crystal formation, isn't outstanding. So what I see on the inside of this, it looks like, oh, wow, Oh, I don't know. That's actually desirable when it has that fluorescent oil sheen on the exterior like that. You know how I had never noticed that before. Well, wow. I was going to say this would be one that I can see already in there. There could be a huge, beautiful, and rare facet quality area that you could cut a big, nice fluorite out of, which would be kind of desirable. It's soft, it cuts quick and easy, but you'd have something real unique, especially if it was a clear white color. That though, that sheen on there, that's a desirable optic right there to have. You can also see muscovite mica on this and some other minerals as well that would take a little exploring. Look at this over here. And then could be fluorite as well. Hardness test would be really easy. And here's the other thing. Imagine that in a blacklight room, in a fluorescent room. That would be a beautiful, beautiful purple color. I even have noted on here, so obviously I've looked closer on the bag, facet grade, and that's what I was thinking. The interior of that, I bet, would produce an amazing, you know, my desire to facet a stone out of that would really overcome the desirability of that iridescence on this piece. So it would be a much rarer thing to have the faceted stone than that fluorescence, that iridescence right there. Only because I would want a big clear faceted fluorite, which I haven't had one. So I don't know, you know, to buy the rough, to be able to get one, it'd be expensive if you were trying to do that. And in this case, it's not. I am marking this guy down, sale pricing it. How would anyone want to grab this for $38? $38. And boy, it would cut a very valuable stone, or with that iridescence on the surface, it's certainly worth that as a specimen. Okay. I just love talking about these things so much that I'm not going as fast as I should be. So let me pick up the pace and show and go here. 102-0321. 102-0321. Because a lot of things you've seen before. You don't need me to talk about them. But I never discovered that sheen on that before. But that's the neat thing about rocks minerals. The more you look at them, the more times you can find different oddities. So this is a great piece and unique. The red heulandite and stilbite. Look at the stilbite crystals right here. The red heulandite on this as well. And with quartz also. So it is from India in the Halgan, Maharashtra area. And the green, remember, celadonite, stilbite. Now remember, celadonite, you think, okay, maybe it's a zeolite. No, remember, celadonite belongs to the mica family. Yep. Oh, here is the little pockets that instead of having like ganardite or some crystals in them, they filled up with the celadonite. All right, this guy, ready, sale price. Wow, look, very showy because of the stilbite and the red heulandite against the quartz. $24. $24. Yep, we have marked that baby down again. Okay, 102-5621. 102-5621. This is something that I was doing some more reading about and realized that the number of these specimens I have, I am crazy to sell them, to offer them for anything. And why not keep them? Look at this specimen. This is a pseudomorph of malachite over azurite with girthite. Now, a pseudomorph is where And as we come in close, where one mineral replaces the other. And we have seen how many times where malachite loves to replace azurite. Malachite does not form crystals like this. We know of fibrous malachite and botryoidal malachite, but you don't get the beautiful crystals like you do in the blue azurite. So when you see malachite with these kind of crystals and angles, it's not malachite form. It's not the malachite the way you would find it originally. It is malachite that has replaced azurite. And wow, you have replacement crystals all over this piece in incredibly well-defined shapes. If we go in, you can see how well-defined, if you know exactly what azurite crystals look like. Look at this, there we go. And let me hold this close. Look at that. You have that really sharp definition of shape. These are very, very rare, and look at them all. Look at all these additional crystals. See all these little triangle shapes? You don't really appreciate it until you're holding it in your hand, because all these triangle shapes, if they were azurites, wow. But they're malachites that have replaced the azurites perfectly. Perfectly. This one is, and then look at the Girthite, the black. That's really unusual. Let's look on the back side. Wow. Okay, so you see the black Girthite, and again, continuing crystals that have replaced the azurites perfectly, every single one of them, both sides. This is one of the ones I have. This is actually one of the better and best ones for not only the color of the malachite, but the number of individual, even smaller crystals, along with the two huge ones. Actually, three large ones right there. It's difficult to see them when they're all the same color like that together. But when you get this in hand and start looking at it, wow, you will be amazed. Here's the thing. You go to a show and see that, I know that it would be, I don't know, I'd say $150, $200, or more. This is from the Sumed mine, which is one of the most desirable locations you can have a pseudomorph from. Yeah, the famous Sumed mine, which has been closed. And for me to sale price this at all is a silly thing to do on my part, but I'm going to. How about this? Only $44 on that. $44. Look at the size of that. $44. That's one you take to the show, say, I only paid $44. You're going to have some dealers fainting and falling down. So, if that's where I should go, I should go solicit my show at a gem and mineral show, and then I'd have all the dealers calling in to buy it, and then turn around and sell it. 105-0222, 105-0222. Look at this. A piece that I have found. Beautiful, beautiful Italian epidote. And that's really something new I discovered, was the Italian epidotes over the Moroccan epidotes and other epidotes. As we look at this closer, you're going to see incredible crystals of epidote. Look at down in the pockets, and then look at the size of the epidote crystals, the color, the clarity, and then you have quartz crystals intermingled with it. Look at over here. Here's beautiful quartz. There we go. Dave zooming in. Look at the banding here. Some agate being created right there. And then look at the colors and the large epidotes. An epidote is one of those minerals that you can look around and find other goodies amongst it. Remember the other epidotes I had that zircons were tucked away in it. And what's that right there? I guess that's a quartz crystal. I love it. And look at down in there. Look at those crystals down in there. Wow. Ah, Mother Nature. Love that stuff. Tuscany. So you can go to Italy, not just for the wine and the food in Tuscany. You can, there's probably a rock shop too. Oh, under the ledge right here. Let's see. This looked kind of neat. Yeah. There we go. Look at all the quartz crystals down under there. Look at that edge to that. Oh. Huh. See something that looks like a different mineral tucked right up underneath there. But that's the fun about mineral specimens. Many times what is listed as far as what a specimen is like this one, epidote and quartz. But odds are there's more to it than that. We already found agate, and I can pretty much assure you that there's other minerals on there to be found as well. Price on this, another sale opportunity. I am making that guy only $28. $28. That's a deal. Okay, let's see what we have. Now, item. Okay, yep. Something for everybody price-wise. 102.9721. 102.9721. Look at this. We have a small but mighty piece of red zircon here. And wow, look at that. Look at that. Look how it stands out. Look at the colors. Really bright. And then it makes me wonder what that is. Biotite mica, we know what that is, but there is something different. That's something different like right there. Could be maybe clinochlor. Oh, look at all these other crystals on the back. There we go. Look at all these guys, all these little yellowish orange colors, along with biotite. I'll leave it up to you to discover. That's the fun. Look at that. Look at that multiple crystals here. There's a little facet grade stone in there if someone wanted to cut that up and go for that. I would love to have a little faceted gem of Pakistani zircon. Would that not be cool? Oh, would be for me. All right, no matter it's the size, just a little beautiful, bright little crystal. Wow, beautiful stone cut from that. Price on this, $38. Big sale price opportunity. That allows everybody to be able to afford one of those, get in on one of those deals that I talked about, of those big parcels that I bought, just like when I was wise enough, I must admit it, to get in on the Japanese garnets so long ago, to get in on those. Yeah, that was a great move on my part to have made that purchase when I did, which was when they were able to mine, but it was not long after they closed the mines down. And when they did, it took a few years for some things to filter out, and I was able to get in on those deals. Then everyone came to realize just how rare, how beautiful, and the fact that they weren't going to be able to get any more. And it was not a large deposit at all that they were mining to start with. And so what's in the market, if you go to look now and try to find crystals of that material or clusters, forget it. There is so few out there, and the prices are ridiculous. Item number 1025821. 1025821. Now, this is, again, one of those specimens I was telling you to get in on, that of another batch that I had gotten from the miner that works every season. The mines up about 10,000 feet where a lot of this material is found, including the sphenes. Look at the sphenes, all those beautiful green ones. You have the clinochlor, which is really in the chlorite family. All that sparkly material, a lot of times the clinochlor will overtake and either grow within or grow over the sphene crystals. This, look at this. This has a lot to show for it. You have quartz crystals on it also. And in this specimen, you have Adularia. So you have calcite, Adularia, which is, of course, from the word adularescence, or vice versa, adularescence being the property of moonstone has. So it's a type of feldspar that is another one of those feldspars that claims it is the moonstone feldspar. You can actually see the reflections, and there's calcite on this. Now, if you can't tell the difference between calcite and the Adularia, do a hardness test. Big difference between the two. Look at the wonderful, wonderful sphenes on this. A good number of them. Here, look at these wonderful crystal shapes. And this is where you have to discern between whether they are the feldspar or whether they're calcites. Also, if you go into the closet with the black light, that could help you figure out which is which. Remember though, feldspar under shortwave often will glow a beautiful reddish color. And calcites can vary, but often fluoresce under the long wave. But you can see number of sphenes, and you'll find sphenes probably covered up, if you look closely, with some of the clinochlor or part of it. This is like this crystal right here, you can see. This is one to have a lot of fun with in looking at in all kinds of different ways. Oh, here, you can see, look at these crystals. So you have calcites probably covered over by the clinochlor. Or maybe they're feldspars. Leave it up to you to discover it. Here we go. Discount opportunity on this guy. Wow, I already made it inexpensive. All right, let's do this. Let's make it only $38. Wow, $38. That is definitely allowing something for everybody to be able to afford in those items that so few people get an opportunity at. Like someone said on the iridescent garnets, they're rare as hen's teeth. Well, they certainly are. And this material, as far as sphenes go and affordable sphenes, absolutely just as rare to be able to find a specimen if you go and try to do so. Now, no one wanted that mouse to sit. I had some mouse to sit rough, but that's okay. Let's look at this. This looks interesting. Often they're wrapped up and can't always tell what they are, but why not? Let's look at a natural color 973620. 973620, and check this out. Natural color. And I say natural color because so many citrines are, the colors, the stone itself is derived from heat treating amethyst. And yeah, heat treating amethyst, including when you see the big, large geodes, and you see them as citrine geodes. Well, they're not natural citrines. And when I first actually realized that and found that out many years ago, I was really bummed that there was such a thing as heat treating an entire geode to change the color. And yeah, so that's now the most common thing. So this color, when you see this color, then you stand a much better chance to have a natural color citrine. Checkerboard cut top. How about this? How would you like this citrine? 3.22 carat. Here we go. How low can we go? Let's do this. Make it $9. Less than $3 a carat. Make it $8. $8. There we go. That way, $8. I mean, what are you going to get for $8 anywhere else? Ah, that's a beauty. And citrine often used in place of the October birthstone. I mean, November birthstone, of course, which is expensive in its natural form, which is Brazilian imperial topaz, or just topaz in general. All right, let me tuck that one away. I'll be back in a moment. Now, you know I am doing everyone a favor by offering this. Now, this many years ago I got from the Crabtree Mine deposit for emeralds. Of course, it's United States' most famous emerald deposit is the Wrist Mine, the Crabtree Mine, and a certain area called the Pegmatite District of North Carolina. And this is one that I did a spray polish on because of the other minerals, which is hornblende and epidote and tourmaline and schorl and whatnot in here. I actually had a piece of this that I could actually bend. It was actually curved because of the flexibility in between the crystals. It was pretty interesting. So not only does this spray, this piece was actually thicker than the one I did, but the spray I put on it hardens it and gives it that wet look that you want. So you can easily see these emerald crystals in this piece. Now, I'll drill it free for you if you want. You can see just how big they are and attractive that they are. This also lends itself easy to shape or cut with the emeralds as a cabochon in the piece. It's a real neat collector's piece. Made in the USA kind of thing. And, you know, if you collect items from the United States, and like Yoga Gulch sapphires, I think is a great thing for people to have. The other thing, the Cowie Valley rubies and sapphires. Well, you got to have a North Carolina emerald. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Price on this, I have really been marking this down. I don't know why it hasn't found a home, but maybe it's just waiting for the right person, right time. And $38. There you go. I can guarantee it is never going less than 38, and you get one chance at that. And this actually comes with the stand. $38 for a wonderful Crabtree emerald specimen. Boy, you know what? You go up to that area or to a show in North Carolina, which there's a couple of the biggest ones in the eastern United States actually are there, and you try to find a piece like that with emeralds in it for $38. Yeah, not going to happen. Now, here's another thing. I think all of you have been sleeping. 104-4922. 104-4922. All right. I just looked over at the Raven and I said, I cannot believe no one has bought this parcel of, look at these zircons. Look at these zircons. Look at that. A purple zircon? Are you kidding me? Look at that grape color. Not great color, grape color, but it is a great color as well. Look at this. This is some of that beautiful classic kind of rosish, champagne, tannish color. Look at this one. This beautiful reddish burgundy type of color. And all of them would look better if I took the smudges off of them. But nevertheless, you know what? For the purple one alone, I am going to wipe that one down. That is one that I should not even offer. Purple, favorite color of most everybody. And what a gorgeous, look at that. Look at that gemstone. Wow. A little difference of wiping the smudges off of it can make. Okay, we have 5.75 carats total weight. Now, I have brought this down already And I brought it down to a price of $10 a carat, and nobody got it. Nobody bought it. $10 a carat. In other words, for the parcel, it was $57. That one purple zircon would be worth that. I mean, and I have on here, as a special, it was $68 as a special. Didn't take it at that, which is $12 a carat. Didn't take it at 10 a carat. Okay, here's your chance. And I do mean, this is it. Afterwards, I'm definitely taking the purple one home and keeping it. I'm not going to offer it again with the purple one if I offer these two at all again, because at 10 a carat is ridiculous. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do it for one more opportunity. Let me see. We have 5.75 carat. If I take roughly, make it $52, that's taking it like another, I don't know, whatever dollar. How $52. After that, you're going to only wish that you had gotten in on the parcel. Because I tell you what, I keep going to that beauty right there. Look at that. Look at that. Zircon having a high refractive index. These are considered low zircons, which have a little bit lower dispersion and lower specific gravity and lower refractive index than considered high zircons, which are like your blue zircons. These are natural color. That's the other thing. Blue zircons, white zircons anymore these days, and for the last 10 years, treated. Even the white zircons. Oh yeah, the white zircons go through a couple different processes, but the majority of anything you're going to find anymore nowadays, and the white zircons are treated zircons. Blue, yeah, no natural blue zircons. Green, they're treating them now, but you can tell the treated ones, they look too good, too real, and yeah. So I like the natural, older green zircons that are metamixed, and the Tanzanian zircons in these color ranges, natural color. So there you go. Excellent opportunity on a made in the USA item. Excellent opportunity on the Zircon parcel. Now, here's the other thing that I was quite surprised. Item 104-5022. 104-5022. So let me put that right here for a moment. Now, look at the color coming out of that. That is obviously, of course, African. And, you know, African opal is really always and only Ethiopian opal. African opal. Why say it? There's nothing wrong with saying something Ethiopian. Look at that. Look at that gem. And of course, why there's, if this would be Lightning Ridge crystal opal and look just like that, if we had two stones side by side, one Lightning Ridge crystal or Australian period and next to Ethiopian, you would have a large difference in the price. And I have to admit that it is deservedly so, as far as there should be a difference in value. You know, there's a lot of Wellow opal. That's the Ethiopian opal, the new discovery, Wellow. I like the old original, the first stuff, the Maseso opal, which is the chocolate opal, to get the good stuff. Only because you get like it looks like a black opal look. You get the beautiful colors against that chocolate color opal. But there's really nothing that is crystalline like this. Now, this opal, of course, is hydrophane. In other words, when it comes in contact with water, it can absorb it, and it changes the opaqueness, translucency, transparency. It can go one way or the other as it absorbs and dissipates water. Or it can stay just like it is. A lot of these crystal opals can stay kind of like they are. It is the quantity. There is a lot of this material that was found. I cannot believe that it existed for so long before it was actually discovered. And then when it was discovered, they kept discovering it. Do you remember, any of you, in the live show that I did for 9 years? I had blocks. Can't see my hands. I had blocks that were like 4 by 6 inches by 2 inches deep of Ethiopian opal that was just solid, shot through with crystalline color. They were tremendous. And of course, I sold them for thousands of dollars each. But if they would have been the identical kind of item from Lightning Ridge, then we would have been adding zeros to it. So there's definitely a huge difference in the price for items that look the same. It's anymore, if you look at enough, you can actually just glance at the fire pattern of an opal and be able to tell the difference. Item number 1046. Oh yeah, price on that one. That would help after all of that. Yeah, here we go. Let's just make it a big discount. And let's just see. I will put my money where my mouth is by way of value. What is the weight? Carat 68. Let's make that a whole $16. Yeah, I kid you not. Now, I'm not going to tell you whether I'm making money, losing money, but at $16, I mean, it doesn't matter. I couldn't really be making any money. But I tell you what, someone's going to get a huge opportunity here. Look at that, 11 by 9 basically for only a carat. Look at the weight. You can see that it is cut a little flatter, a little shallower, so you get a big diameter. 1046222. 1046222. This is going to come in a one of these little suspension boxes, and that way you can see how pretty that displays either way. And until you decide to do something with it, or do nothing with it and just leave it in that wonderful and attractive form, like I have so many of mine in just gem cups, and just love to get them out and look at them. All right, here we go. Here's another one. This one's cut a little bit deeper, so a little bit more, well, as long as you have brilliance and flash through the middle of the stone, it doesn't matter whether they window or not when they're opals. You get a little bit more of that classic Ethiopian color tone to the body of the stone. So that little bit of kind of an amber to light yellowish color, which is common to this material, and uncommon to the Lightning Ridge or Australian material. You don't get that tone of body color often. So that's a real big clue if you see this kind of color tone to the opal without really judging it on the fire. You can judge it on the tone of the color of the body of the stone. And if someone was trying to sell me that as an Australian opal, I would not go along with them. I would not agree with them, and I would just, let them call them what they want, and it's not for me. Unless, of course, they sold it at a price equivalent to what an Ethiopian opal would be. But yeah. Okay, price on this guy, carat 80. Here we go. Let's have some fun. $18. I kid you not. $18. And of course, that is putting my stone where my money and mouth is. All right, now let me show you. I have an opportunity. There was 3. We're down to 1 parcel. Item 1044822. 1044822. Now, we're just going to leave those in the bag, because look at these. At the price I'm offering them, there. Look at that pear shape. Before it was just a grab bag of your choice. I had 3 parcels. Now we're down to 1, so you get to see, if you order, you get to see the exact parcel you're going to get. And boy, I tell you what, I have Thai ruby on there, but you have colors in here of ruby. You can see the 2 colors next to each other right there. One very obvious Thai, the one on the left, the pear shape. Look at that. That looks a lot more like a Burmese one. You have pear shapes. Look at that. That's more like of a a purple. Look at that. Grape color, sapphire color right there. Beautiful. So this whole parcel, I can't come down from what the other two were. There's the price, $48. Last one left. Only, hold on. It was 48. I see right there, I marked it to $38. Oh my, $38. I'm glad I made a note on the original parcel. Here we go. Look at, they were 48, marked it down to 38. So I'll go along and hold that price on the last parcel. $38 for 10 carats of ruby. Are you kidding me? Look at that. One stone in the ruby world would be worth $38. If you went to a retail jewelry store, can you imagine? I know. I had a couple of them over my 50 years doing this. And so I know I wasn't very good at it. That's why I don't have them, because I couldn't charge it. You know, it's insane what they charge. You know, a stone that costs them $2 or $3, you know, they literally go to a jewelry store for a replacement stone, $100, $150. I couldn't do that. I never was good at that. Still not good at that. So that's why you get the bargains that you do, and that I've been here. And you know, this is at Gem Shopping, the best place right here in this show. If you want something for less than $100, believe it or not, Gem Shopping has it for you. You just have to find the show that it is to be found on, and it's found right here. And along with, let me see. Okay, yes, the March specials that we were doing. Let me do one more. Let's look at item 1051722. 1051722. Here we go. You get to see it in the box. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful just display. And a wonderful aqua crystal. March special we were doing in April. And look at the wonderful irises in this. Look at that. Look at the termination. Fantastic termination, and just really clean up at the top of it. And I like it. You probably have some chlorite in there. You have some etching back here that will have kind of eaten away at some of the actual aqua. Sometimes it fills back in with other minerals, sometimes with aqua, sometimes it fills back over and traps a water bubble in there or some sort. And that's how it can happen in quartz. And you can look for them. It is not unknown. I've only found 2 crystals that have been in hydro aquas, but there could always be another one. Here we go. Here's your price opportunity. I'm going to put this one on sale, and let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I am marking that one to $28. $28. And that, again, is your chance to be able to get a cool aqua crystal without breaking the bank. And that's what I like to do, make and price things so that everybody can get something regardless of the budget that you might have. Now, let's look at item 104 2021. 104 2021. Now, this guy is unusual, and it is a big, what is known as a bullet cab. But what is most important about it is the lesson that it will teach you about sunstone. So many times, if you are not aware enough about sunstone, there are 2 types. There's the old-timey sunstone, which is kind of this sunstone that they even made one that was I guess a simulant of this by using copper, little flakes of copper. Well, Mother Nature does it better. It gives it kind of the same look, but Mother Nature used hematite. These are hematite, little flakes of hematite amongst quartz, and it's called sunstone, and most of it is found in India. It is not the sunstone that is the true gemstone sunstone, which is the Oregon copper, true copper feldspar sunstone, and found nowhere else. So it can be confused if you're not aware that there's this sunstone that exists, the hematite variety, which is a fraction of the price of the beautiful Oregon sunstones, which I have sold some wonderful ones, and I was selling too as pieces of rough. You guys didn't buy them, so guess what? I took them home, and I am going to polish them up. Wait till I bring them back. Wait till I bring them back. Then you're going to want them. All right, this sunstone, 33 carats in the market. I've seen it too, $3 a carat. But right now, that big bullet cabochon, I am pricing this. How about this? $8. $8. Hey, when you're going to have a sale, you got to have it. It has to look and sound like a sale, and the price has to be a sale price. $8 is a sale price. Especially a big cab, unusual one like that. Now, here, let's get in on these before I don't offer them anymore. Let me make sure this is 979-220. 979-220. Here is what I have left of what is, beyond a doubt, the best and finest natural color, world-class material of tiger eye. Tiger eye. And it is such a, crucidolite amongst quartz. That's what it actually is. And this is really good stuff. And these picks actually work. The guitar picks, the actual size. And I don't play, but people have over the years have told me they work great. So you can also, though, wear them. They're all drilled as a pendant, or give them to somebody who plays an instrument, either as something symbolic, fun that they can have, or use as a piece of jewelry. Look at these. They're really, really magnificent. These are the only ones I have left in the tiger eye. There is 6 pieces, and I have brought the price down now. This is going to be the last opportunity in pricing for discounting. And I have 6 items. Let's make them $10 each. Only $10 each on those. They're drilled, ready to go to either put a ring on or have something else done. I can put a silver bail on one. Just tell your sales rep for $25, or a 14 karat bail for $50 on them if you want. Or I can gold plate the silver bail for no additional charge as well. So that's options there for you. Now, let me see how much time have we got. Okay, now I have this opal parcel here, and short of me cutting it, which I don't know if I'm going to have time, I really can't believe that that y'all haven't made off with it. But I tell you what, I'm going to show it one more time. I think I might put a discount. And no, I'm not going to spit on these. I'm going to use that water I have. We'll pour it in here. And then we're just going to look at these real quick. Let's get you an item number going here. This is Opal Parcel, item number 104-8422. 104-8422. And wow. Let's look at this parcel, because if you love opals, this is one of the finest opportunities you're going to get ever. All right, let's just look through these real quick here. And wow. All right, this is all Australian material. And, you know, anything from just drilling this, kind of natural as it is, because it's, you know, it's very similar to glass chemically. So when you get these conchoidal fractures, or the way it's mined out, it's naturally polished, naturally finished that way. So look at that. That's a stunning, beautiful semi-crystal Australian material. And you can see how it looks totally different than Ethiopian. And this is a great parcel to keep for the comparison of Australian opal versus Ethiopian. Look at this guy. Look at the red down in there. And now I know cutters, I call them red chasers. They would cut the opal all to pieces just to try to get red to face up on it. And oftentimes not worth it. But this opal, there's a couple different stones in here cut right, or it could be just lightly tumbled and you'd come out with a really pretty piece. But there's a lot that could be done with that one. Now this is the one, remember, that I said is if you ever wanted and I've seen them before, people cut them, they make them, they don't actually do the actual napping of it. To create the arrowhead, they will use a diamond burr to create the illusion of a napped opal. And this would be a great piece to work into an arrowhead. And I think that would be something cool. That's what I would do, and I may still do if no one gets this parcel. I just may take the time to do it. Look at this piece. This is that incredible piece that is hydrophane. Just this little white cap. When this is, and I've had it in water, when it's not in water, this turns totally white and you can barely see any fire in it. But when it is wet, it is dynamic. So it's really fun to keep it for that reason, because hydrophane Australian opal is quite unusual and rare. And yeah, that whole white cap changes. But look at this. The whole rest of this opal is a really nice, some nice cutting material in there as well. Look at this piece. This, with as thin it is, yes, it would cut a fantastic crystal opal cab with look at that fire pattern there, very unique. Or it would make a dynamic, put this against a black background and polish it down and make a really dynamic doublet that would be gorgeous. And then the final piece, look at this. This is naturally almost tumbled. You see that rounded effect there, but look at the reds in that. Look at that. All throughout this piece. There could be a really nice cabochon found in this one with no problem, and having some fun is, oh, look at that. Yeah, there's a money stone in here, indeed. All right, so there you go. And here is last chance pricing on this one. We have 100 carats of rough. And to find this in the market with as little that's coming out of Lightning Ridge anymore, yeah, and the prices they'd be asking for it would be a lot. Last chance opportunity. I will take on this entire parcel only $148. $148. And boy, what a opportunity. At that puts you at less than $15 a carat. Less than $15 a carat. Look at all that. Look at all that. What a lot of fun that would be. All right, let me clean up my mess here that I have made, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to give you another chance. Look at this, Australian opal, except Coober Pedy. Coober Pedy is the of course, I've been to Australia all the way out to Lightning Ridge, spent weeks there, and so know the opal fields over in the territory of what they call South Australia, because Lightning Ridge is in New South Wales, so it's in the territory just to the west. There's a field called Coober Pedy, and it translates from the Aboriginal language to white man in a hole. It's because the white man came along and he figured out it was so much cooler to dig into the ground and to build their houses out from underground, and then also the mining, the white man digging the holes and going down into the mines where the opals lie, usually about 90 feet deep. That's how deep I went down into one in Lightning Ridge. Certain layers. Now, here's the thing about the houses. I looked into the houses in New South Wales, in Kurupidi, and because to look at the little town, it doesn't look like there's anyone there. Well, that's because everybody is underground because it's so hot and it's so much cooler underground. And the walls are real stable, so they dig out these homes. And you think, okay, a home, you don't have any construction material, you dug it out of the ground, it's going to be inexpensive. Oh, no. Oh, no. They think a lot about their holes in the ground, their homes that they have dug out. I am talking about homes that were, you would think, would be less than 100,000 maybe, would be the most. I mean, what kind of expenses did they have? No. I didn't see anything less than like $250,000 for anything that was like 2-bedroom, 2-bath kind of thing. And most of them, $300,000. It was the in thing to have these homes underground. I mean, I would love to live in an old mine shaft, provided it was built out well and all, but I couldn't imagine, though, doing it for hundreds of thousands of dollars and living in one. But anyway, don't think you can go out and get a good deal on a hole in the ground unless it is a old opal mine and that there's opal in the walls while you're living there. All right, look at this. Okay, so here, as we look at this, you can see the curvature to the shell. Yeah. Kurupidi is known for, as well as Lightning Ridge, but it's known for fossilized opal. You can see the shell formation on the surface of it and the curvature to it. So this is shell that has been replaced. This is a belemnite. Belemnite, look at that. You can see where it was the open part, where the soft part of the body actually was. Belemnite are little miniature versions of orthocerises. What were orthocerises? They were cephalopods, had little tentacles that would come out. And so they would also, you can see that the color in this, also fossilize and opalize. Here you can see you have a shell, this is actually technically opal, but it isn't the precious opal, but you can certainly see the shell formation to it. And then look at that one. Here is a lovely, lovely belemnite fossil piece that you could have fun, polish it all the way around. Keep it round so it looks like a fossil, and you'd still have, you can see the open little part of the body there as well. So here's a neat little collector parcel of fossilized opal, and I am going to price this so inexpensively. Hopefully you'll realize just what a deal it is. 4 pieces of opal. Let's make everything here you're looking at $38. What? $38. This one little shell piece right there with the color bar like that would be worth that. That would be worth it. That would value there. Value is there. Yeah, when could you ever find anything like that for $38? All right, now, yeah, these blue diamond crystals, I really can't believe you all didn't take advantage of those. Really, kind of surprised there. Now, I have another opal parcel there, but it's not going to be as good of a deal. That one is probably one I should cut. Let's look at item 1014321. That kind of counts down. I can probably remember that number. And take a look at this jewel. Now there are so many rubies out there that are, I don't know, fracture filled. They have glass fillings and all kinds of things they've done to them. It's really buyer beware. So here is cushion cut gem. It is a 100. It's the real deal. Madagascar, which is the closest to the color of the Burmese stones. Let me just move this for a moment so you can see. Look at that. Look at that color. Yeah, great color. Look at the way they cut them. See on the back like that? That's just native cutting. They do that because it only matters what it looks like from the front, and they kept it. Look at that, 100, the magic number, 1 carat. But this is, as you can see, I'm selling it as a specimen and cutting rough piece to be recut if someone dares to, well, not dare, just have some fun recutting a beautiful ruby. And then what kind of gem you're going to have left there? How about this? This is probably a Harry or Anthony special, our 2 cutters. I'm going to make this for you guys. How about this? Buy a rough ruby like that for $10. $10. Yeah, that's a sale. That's a sale price. And with the moments counting down, let's look at 105, 1922, 105, 1922. And let's take a look and have some fun. Look at this. I like the aquas. Love the aquas. We're doing aqua specials. And look at that additional crystallization on the side. I like that, giving it aesthetics. This would make a, look at the top of that. There's a stone that could be cut right out of that one easily enough. And we'll make the price of this guy, well, let's do this. Big time sale, $26. $26 on that one. Lot of look how a very long piece for the money, and an excellent opportunity indeed. Let me see. Let me get all this. All right, now getting down to the end of the show. Let me see. In my grab bag here, I tell you what, there's some aqua opportunities I've offered everybody. And this, let's do something. Let's do this. Item 1048022, 1048022. And isn't it beautiful? Look at this. Look at the colors. Now, that's a pastel. Look at that. So you have aquamarine, and then you have 2 beautiful pink tourmalines. What an incredible display this would make just to put together the crystals in a cabinet, or however you may want to display them. I love it when they stand up. Look at the clarity of that. That's cool. I like, oh, do I? Oh. Wow, do I ever like that. Look at that. So anyway, this is the kind of fun you can have in your display cabinet. So I'll take the aqua away so you don't get confused. The aqua, remember, was only $26. How about these tourmalines? These 2 tourmalines, 11.31 carat. We're going to make them less than they were. Let's make the 2 only $14. $7 each. Paprock, very well-known location to get some great tourmaline crystals from. And these have some really neat aesthetics to it with the multiple crystals on that, and a little bit of a bicolor look on the other. And for $14 for both. All right, we're down to the last item next, and so many choices to show you that it's difficult to figure out which one I want to. Oh. You know, I have this other parcel of opals. But I tell you what, the first parcel I showed you, that's the one I want. Okay, you to have. All right, let's do this. Let me show you this. Item number 952520. 952520. Here, this is the real rockhound. When you get down to the nitty gritty, and the last item I'm going to show you is 2 bags of rough corundum. We talk about corundum. Doesn't look like much, but I tell you what, this material, if you tumble it, if you start cutting into it, if you go through it and cherry pick it and get it wet, this is where and how you have fun. And, you know, that doesn't look like much, but here, I won't spit on it. I'll just get some water. Look at that. As soon as I get that wet, look at the red color coming out in that piece. This, look at this. There is black sapphires in here that are beautiful, but you don't know it until you start getting these items wet. You don't know if they're going to star. You don't know the exact colors. Look at this one. Look at the reds start coming out in that. That is a big, look at that crystal. Hold on, let me dunk that. Maybe I'll buy the parcel. And until, see this oxidation on the outside? Look at that. Look at the reds on the inside. You don't know. But here, that's why this is like where the fun comes in. Look at that. Let's just come in a little closer on this one. I just got that wet, and look at that crystal. That ruby. I mean, you just don't see this material like it really is until you get it wet. Look at that. Look at that. And if that was polished, that would probably be a black sapphire. All right. Again, look at that. That, ooh, I just saw chatoyancy. Anyway, that's where you have your fun. So I have two. They are only two of these left. 1 pound each. 1 pound each. I have two choices for you. Last chance on these. A pound of corundum, and I am going to sale price those right now. Really crazy, because when I think if I mess with, that's why I just have too much stuff. I don't have time to do all that. I don't have time to go through it. So no telling what kind of value is in there, but certainly, there's plenty of it. Tumble, those of you with tumblers, tumble that material out and see what you get. $22. $22 for a pound. Last chance, 2 parcels left. All right, that's the last item of the show. We'll be right back with trivia.